are back in fear. I am the mask you wear. It's me they hear. Your spirit and my voice in one combined. The phantom of the uproar is there inside my mind.
Are you ready? Are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Phenomenal.
You can get it lifted. You can get it shifted. You can get it any old now. Matter of fact, I got it now. Pick better.
It's so hard to have a gay time on your own.
It could be that great chalk and biscuit coating.
So hard to have a gay time on your own.
It could be that smooth toffee ice cream in the center. Or that whole delicious golden gay time taste.
Hard to have a gay time on your own.
Street's Golden Gay Time. Now available in
It's still one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite intros. How the bloody hell are you going? All you mad lads and bogans out there. Let's adjust this. I don't want you to see my unsightly wall. How are you going out there? We've got Chad on tonight. We're going to be talking his book, the Black Phantom, which is closing out in a matter of hours, I believe. So we're going to get in here. I realize I don't really know Chad that well. We're going to do a little bit of an old-fashioned CG meet and greet, I reckon. We're going to hang with the chat. We got 42 beautiful people in here already, which is amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out. We are, of course, as ever, simulcast on Rumble. Got 5 over there. Oh, I neglected to put the Rumble chat. Oh, you can find me over there, Michael Bancroft. You know the deal by now. How are you all? How are you? Feeling good? This is back to form. I hadn't really done a proper stream from Freedom Lodge, as I call it now, Freedom Cottage. But we're getting back in the swing of things now. Gonna have to get back in the chair, feel it all over again. And a great way to do that is to see this man right here, Mr. Jeremy Burtz, in first pole position. I feel like I'm back at home now, but finally Jeremy Burtz is first again. He's up to 42, getting very close to 50. great to see. Hyper Wizard is here too. Louis Fillet, Dearman, Norn Red. Happy birthday, Norn. I don't think I've seen you since it was your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Felix Huss, the Link Master. Do you reckon that's Felix? Do you reckon that's an AI depiction of what Felix looks like in real life? I'd believe it. I would believe he's a handsome, stoic fella. Raiden Raiders in the house. Fago Trees here. Who else? Dark Lord Fudd. I see Louis. I see Bretsky. Twirly Wolf. Twirly Wolf, we met, didn't we? I swear we met in Florida. I'm sure we did. Even if we didn't. Great to have you here. Odin Dasko's here. Dojo Kun. Tonight we will be raiding directly from this show to Dojo Kun's. I'm going to be over there. We'll be talking about drama. I'm like, this is the best topic I've ever seen. I got so much to say. B Rose is in the house. There's the man himself, Mr. Mo Biggs. All right. When I see Mo Biggs in the chat, then I know it's time to send my guest the link. So Chad has the link, and luckily, thankfully, blessedly, Dojo is set up for raids, so that we will actually raid him. Hello, Edwin, or should I say Buzz? Were you guys aware that Buzz was short for Edwin? I don't think anyone had any idea, but we've since learned that is the truth. All right, I hear the boop, which means we must continue on the show. But let me grab this super chat here from Eric Winberg. I'm on time for once. Hail! Why couldn't I read that properly? It's a very simple sentence, but thank you, Eric, for the super chat. All right, let's start the show. Hold on, did Twirly Wolf let me know? Let's see, you did. Oh, Eric's here. I definitely met Eric. Eric gave me so many cool stuff. All right. Speaking of a man who I also met over in the land of the free.
In the great country of Texas.
Hello there. Yeah. Is that where you're from? You're from Texas?
Yeah, the land of Texas.
I went to Texas. Well, I went to the airport.
Really?
And everything is pretty cool in the airport.
Right.
I got to look out.
All that you saw of it.
It looked very bright. It looked very hot.
You didn't see tumbleweeds, though.
I didn't. No, I didn't see any I did see some cowboy hats, but I didn't know if they were actual cowboys or just tourists walking through the airport.
It's quite possible they were like Texans with cowboy hats, but not actual cowboys.
I should have had, if I had known, I would have brought up my Texan photos of the airport. There was a big restaurant with like stars on it, and I just thought that is so American. And of course, it said everything is bigger in Texas.
Of course.
Twirly, oh my god, I'm being shamed in the chat. Mel just said, okay, so Mobig says Bancroft's brain wanted to reject saying I am on time for once because it's against everything he stands for, but of course. Twirly Wolf is the lozenge guy. Oh my god! Thank you so much. I still have so many lozenges that I brought home from the States. I'll never get through them. He brought me like 5 bags because I sounded like this the whole time, and he was so nice. I think. Did you also get Camel a coffee? Oh my! It was so much happened. It was a blast, man. It was so good over there, wasn't it? Yeah, you had a great time, didn't you?
I had a fantastic time. It was absolutely positive. Like, it was probably the best decision I made, since like, showing myself in Comicsgate, because I don't want to say coming out like that. I don't.
No,
like
you're coming
that.
out. Coming out.
No.
Mo says, why would cowboys board a plane when they have a horse? I know it's common sense, right? Michael, ungrateful Bancroft. No, I'm not ungrateful. I'm not at all. Twirly Wolf, were you the one who gave us this as well? We're trying to find out who gave us Manson Brothers Midnight Zombie Massacre. So many people gave us comics and gear. Eric gave me one of those squishy things and a whole bunch of his like Keshi figures. But we're trying to piece it all together. It was all a blur. But yeah, I'm 100% with you. I was a little bit nervous because it was a 30-hour trip. It was you. Man, we watched it. We had fun with this. We've been talking about this. We had fun with this movie. It's his brother's film. There you go. See, I knew. Okay, we were
Really?
a little bit confused. We thought it was Rayton over on Rumble. I see him over there. Frog G's there. Felix Haas, Rayton. How you Rumble gang? Yeah, because we had a chat with Twirly Wolf, and we just the faces just kind of all.
I think I remember seeing him give out some of those DVDs.
Yeah. We watch it. There's some funny moments in this thing. If you're into wrestling, if you're into zombie like indie zombie films, give
Right.
this a look. We were more entertained than this than the big budget M. Night Shyamalan movie that we watched on the same night. So
Please
there you
share
go.
that in the chat.
It's called Manson Brothers Midnight Zombie Massacre. or something.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah. And it stars Randy Couture of all people. So
Very
there you
cool.
go. But we're not here to talk
Couture.
about that. We're here to
Oh.
talk about you. We're here to talk about your book. I'm going to bring it up here because I've got it loaded.
Ooh, excellent.
The Black Phantom is ending in, let me do a refresh. Is it really 7 hours? And don't get freaked out, by the way. We use Aussie dollars over here. We call them dollary dudes.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow,
just
that's
get
so
some
amazing. It
massive-
jumped just by being on your show.
it's called it's you get a bankrupt bump no matter what. Even
Holy-
if no one backs, you still you get a look as if they did.
You
But
literally made my heart
233
jump.
backers. That is very, very respectable. Is this your first ever crowdfund?
It is. It's my first.
233. That ain't nothing to laugh at.
No, I'm really happy with it.
Congratulations.
Right now, I'm able to cover extra printing on my books and the shipping
Yeah.
and handling. If I could get to 15 US, that would pretty much cover all my bases in case of
What are we
any-
sitting on at the moment?
at 12, or
11,
close to
11
12.
close to 12.
Yeah, it's getting close to 12.
You mentioned earlier, what I want to do is I want to get to know you a little bit because we hung out, but it's not like when you meet someone, you're like, so
No.
Chad, sit down, tell me your life story.
Definitely, I did
Um,
not get to hang out with you long enough for sure.
No, I feel like I didn't get to hang out with, I was trying to hang out with everyone equal measure,
Yeah.
but Camel was so, I mean, he wanted me just for all of
Possessive.
himself.
Like a girlfriend. Right?
But so I want to hang out. I want to get to know you a little bit, and I also want to get to know Black Phantom because it strikes
Sweet.
me, other than the amazing art, which when I
Mhm.
saw probably a couple of months ago, I was like, oh wow, this is next level. This is some good shit. So it
Thank
didn't
you.
surprise me to learn that you are a multi-decade professional and
Yes.
all that. But I want to learn about this book, so this is the perfect time to do it. We've got about 40 odd minutes or so to do all that in. I think we can fit it all in.
I think
So
so.
first off, you said Dan Plagal, also amazing artist, says Chad is a badass illustrator. This book
Thank
will
you.
destroy. You know what I also really like about your book? Everything is well designed. I feel like that's always a tripping point for indie comics is
Well-
they sort of skimp on the design.
I have a
And
lot
I'm glad
of
that you didn't.
experience in a lot of different areas. I mean, I've got experience in video games and doing a lot of 3D modeling and texturing. That's where I got my big start when I was younger. And I did a lot of packaging art for video games in the late 90s. So I know how to put together logos and, design in that sense. And then, I've worked in animation for a good while.
Yeah, man, I believe it. I can see it. And it's great when the animators come to comics because
Mm-hmm.
they put the rest of us to shame with the speed that you can draw and create things.
Yes.
Because, when you're an animator, you're always under the pump, I hear. I've
Well,
got Jose Garcia coming on soon. He's like that, the same with everyone else.
It is a lot like that. But you get accustomed to it, and I'm mainly a character and prop designer in animation, and
I
so
can see. I can
Yeah.
tell. I can see from your character. Hang on one sec in the chat here. Everyone is demanding that I reveal what my birthday rhyme is for Mel. Mel's my wife, and it wasn't too long ago that I forgot her birthday straight up. And I didn't
dang.
remember until it was like 5 p.m. that evening. And then I called her and said, "Why didn't you tell me it was your birthday today?" I got
Oh
angry
my
at her.
gosh!
for me forgetting her birthday.
Yeah, way to turn it around on her.
I know, right? Yeah, so her birthday is on the 23rd. And I
Okay.
just couldn't remember it because my mother's is on the 27th, and it I don't know, it wasn't sticking
Yep.
in my brain. So what I did to remember Mel's birthday is I went 23 likes to pee. And for
Oh,
some reason, that stuck. I don't know if I think everyone likes to pee.
right.
It's there's a lot of relief
Likes
attached
to
to that, but
wee?
I don't know.
No.
But yeah. No, Mo, that was a misunderstanding. Absolutely. Mo says what? Yeah. And my mother is in May, Mel's in November. I don't know. It just was confusing to me. Anyway, that's what and I haven't forgotten it since.
I'm
So
bad
that
with
worked.
dates, birthdays as well, and
Yeah.
I
You
always
need
get
some kind of rhyme.
I get my anniversary mixed up with my oldest daughter's birthday all the time.
I'm always worried I'm going to forget my kids'
Yep.
birthdays, but I haven't yet thus far. Twilly Wolf says, Chad, we had a great conversation about your career. I felt recharged getting back to creating. Thanks for the inspiration.
Oh, I'm glad.
I felt the same way. Did you you felt like it was really invigorating and kind of
Yeah,
creatively charging being there amongst everyone and seeing all that talent and actually meeting them and seeing that they were real people?
it was. It was a lot of fun talking about all the stuff we like. I honestly, I heard zero negative conversation the entire weekend, and I really think if there's not an if, but there's gonna be probably another big CG get together, a couple of them next year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm coming. I'm coming because they're tax write-offs.
Yeah,
So
if you can make it,
100%.
come on out. I think, like there's a lot, like I said before, there's some very unique people in Comicsgate with unique personalities, and some may be a bit on the spectrum, but I didn't see anybody getting left out while we were there. We tried to bring everybody in and hang out and just
Yeah, it's interesting because I've sort of been beating the drum of YouTube. YouTube is the place to be. YouTube is the place to grow. And I still do believe that. Obviously, YouTube is how we find people that we otherwise wouldn't have any hope in hell of making any kind of contact with.
right.
From all over the world, myself included. But we all know how the YouTube plays, and you're getting into this now because you started streaming.
Right.
Your channel is getting up there. You're getting close to 1,000 subscribers. Everyone goes to. What's your channel name, by the way?
Just look up Chad Townsend
Just look up Chad Townsend
or Chad Townsend art. I can't remember all. I should know it, but
sorry, I should have had it. I should have had it pulled up. But you're almost at 1,000 subs, and you're about to find this out.
Yeah, just go to chadtownsend.com, and I have the link at the top of my page. I also have the link to my campaign there as well, if you want to just have an easy route to get there instead of trying to look up on Indiegogo.
Yeah, but what happens with YouTube is you kind of get sucked into the game. And you got to play the game, and as the years go on, you sort of you got to like tickle the algorithm a little bit. It's that sort of thing. And you find that what you end up doing on YouTube is you're talking about what other people are interested in,
right?
And not so much what you're doing, because it is a lot to expect random people on the internet to be interested in what you're doing.
Right.
You've got to kind of caress them a little bit first, sort of introduce yourself first, and appease them by talking about what they're interested first, and then hopefully they'll come and see what you're doing. But at the convention, anyone that I talked to, all they were interested in was, this is so amazing. Look at all these cool indie comics. Look at what this is so cool. I'm so inspired by this. It was a real different vibe. And I think putting those two together, over the next 5 or so years, I think CG is going to become just even more unstoppable.
I think
we can
so
get
too.
Both of those things pumping, 100%.
I think visually it was good promotion, even for the people that did not go, wanted to go. I think it was good to see us all together having a good time.
Yeah, definitely. But okay, so you came out of And Felix Huss is posting the link there to
I can-
chadtownsend.com. Thank you
I can
so
give you
much.
my history. You want to know some history?
Well, we don't need. I don't need to do your whole life story. What I'm more
Right.
interested in is how you went from, okay, you're working in animation to now
Right.
you're thinking, I want to make a comic, and specifically, I want to promote that comic to Comicsgate. How did that come about?
Well, first I started out when I turned 18. I started getting work in comics, but as an assistant with a lot of different comic artists and inkers.
Mm.
So I would go sleep around on couches and stuff all over the country and learn from a lot of these guys. And back in the day, I've had dinner with some of the greats. Like, you know, I've been out with Gil Kane a few times. I met
No way.
I met Jack Kirby.
Oh my gosh.
I've met them all. I met every one of them. Even Stan Lee. I met Stan Lee like 3 times. I even had my
Damn.
Mallrats moment, you know, one time.
Did you ask him about Hulk's penis?
No, not quite to that extent, but I went to San Diego one year. I blew every penny I had to get there and only had $100 in my pocket while I was there. So, and for some reason, I'm sitting by myself outside of Planet Hollywood, sulking, not knowing where I was going to crash that night. And Stan Lee walks up like, "Hey, kid, like, what's happening? Like, how you doing?" And he gave me a pep talk. So, yeah, it was really cool.
Oh my god, that doesn't even sound real. That sounds
It
like
was
it's out of a movie.
unreal thinking back on it. So yeah,
Did that actually happen?
it actually happened. Like,
Damn.
got a pep talk from Stan Lee. Told him I was trying to break into comics. I was failing getting jobs. I could only get assistant work. So he gave me advice. He said, "You just gotta keep doing it. That's all you gotta do is work at it." So, yep. And then
Mo says this is Operation Shock and Awe of name dropping.
So to answer your other question, I've been watching Comicsgate since the very beginning. I remember when Kelsey and Malin and you know, your boy Zach all went through their business, and I've been watching it like a drama this whole time. And I've
like
been
a soap opera.
like a soap opera. So there are times I'll be listening to conversations and I'll draw up random facts I've forgotten about in Comicsgate. But I did know Donald DeLay before Comicsgate. So I kind of met him online, and he was doing a web comic and stuff. Why I wanted to come to Comicsgate, not the last show I worked on, but last year I ended working on a show called Big City Greens for Disney Television Animation. And throughout, when the Don't Say Gay bill thing happened in Florida, something changed. It was a weird change.
At your work or in you?
In work, like with my coworkers. And all I know is all of a sudden they were freaking out. They had to have psychologists for everybody, you know, that needed psychologists. You know, don't panic, everybody. We're here for you. And they were
Did anyone stand up and say, you know, it's not actually the Don't Say Gay bill?
No,
That's just
I wanted to, but I just couldn't, you know. And then, we're so furious. Now we got to strike or have a, you know, have a march to boycott this outside of Disney. So the entire animation studio, including Pixar, decided to stop work the following week on one day, and only 40 people showed up out of like over 1,000 artists.
So there was no one was working, and 4% actually attended a protest.
Yeah, like maybe 40.
Sounds about right. Look who we've got here. The estimable, very much missed legend of independent comics, Mr. Don Chin, and my personal costume, I guess, provocateur, you could say. It's great to see you, Don.
Don and I traded books.
Also, oh, nice.
Yeah.
Manny has a question. Is this going into In Demand after it ends tonight?
Who's to say?
Who? Oh, fine. Yeah, depends if he gets to the right thing. Yeah, he doesn't want to
Yep.
give away the ghost. I get it. I get it.
Yeah. Who's to say?
So you were there obviously front and center with your
Yes.
pride thing at the Don't Say Gay protest. Obviously.
Yeah.
Now what happened after that?
After that, I started seeing writers and people working on the show started inserting some of their narrative into the story, and I was getting really agitated.
They're fighting back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did a little bit of my own kind of like rebelling, and I snuck stuff into the show when nobody was looking. So
and then you got fired. All right. Okay.
No,
well,
I didn't get fired. That's a whole. I did get let go. I did get let go, but that was for a whole other reason. A producer just did not like me, and that feeling was mutual. So
you were like, finally, I'm free now to go back to comic books.
Well,
and I know exactly where to go. Is that how it happened?
Sort of. So, like in 2021, I got COVID-related pneumonia and ended up in the hospital for exactly 28 days, like the zombie movie.
Oh man!
28 days later, and my wife already before that happened had been trying to talk me out of quitting animation. That we had a little bit of a nest egg already, and I should start pursuing my own career. I'm like this year I just turned 50, so yeah, like. The last job I worked on was for Warner Brothers on a show called The New Tiny Toons, and that ended February. And then at that moment, I was like, "That's it. I'm ready. My books are completed already by then. My 2 comics are both finished. So
you were making them on the side
yes.
this whole time.
Yes, I was preparing for this day. So yeah,
everything was ready,
including yourself. Ready.
So all you had to do was sort of just come out, and it's funny because I was a little bit the same. I didn't quite wait quite so long as you. I was also there from the start with a book, but I didn't feel like I was ready. I was watching the same people. I was watching Ethan and Zach and John, and they were saying you got to build your audience first. So I really put everything I had into that initially and I also felt like, I wasn't as anywhere near as far along in my artistic career as it sounds like you are. So I had some things to learn. So I kind of, but I didn't wait quite that long though. And, I was just like, I think I waited a couple of years before I was like, all right, everyone, I'm here. I'm part of this too. But until then, I was just sort of in the chat as well.
I was in the chat for a long time, and nobody ever like figured me out in any way or looked me up. So, and
that's how it happens. That's how it happens. People do come along every now and then. And like, I've been here from the beginning, but until you're sort of on YouTube, on the streams, it is easy to get kind of lost in the wash. Some people know you here and there from different chats, but I don't know. Some people have made a name for themselves in the chat. This man right here, Mr. Mo Biggs, being one of them himself. Bancroft was halfway through a short disavowing this book for race swapping the Phantom before he looked a little deeper. No, that didn't happen. You know that.
We'll see. I have no idea if the Black Phantom's actually black, but I did almost sell him to BET Animation and another studio. And when
is that like the Black Entertainment Network or something?
Yes. And so I went to BET, and the guy in charge is a guy named Dennis Cohen at the time, and he was known for doing Moon Knight and Luke Cage, Power Man, and Iron Fist. Anyway, the first question he asked me, he goes, "So, if he takes his mask off, is he black?" And then I was like, he could be. And then I completely rewrote the origin right then and there on the fly in the office because I was so eager to pitch it. But so anyway,
Josh,
go ahead.
Check on.
Bancroft.
I was just pointing out that looking real thick. Yeah, people were surprised that I was kind of chunky and thin. Like, I'm a comic book artist just like everyone else. Be trying to lose weight. It's
we're working on it.
All good. We're all on our personal journeys.
Graham
So
Nolan's an inspiration.
I know, right? Exactly. Now, luckily, that didn't happen because
Yeah.
now you're here and you own, I presume, 100% of your own IP,
Right.
right?
I am absolutely grateful I didn't sell it. I mean, and one thing I point out too, it's not as glorious as you think it is selling your original idea. The only people that ever really make any money are people with big names already in whatever their field is. But
Yeah.
now that
Yeah.
I've turned,
Donald was actually just tweeting about that earlier.
yeah, I was
Talking
my
about,
tweet because I
oh, there
was
you go. There you go.
because they will offer you $100,000 to license your IP for a period of 4 years, but it'll get paid out in a period of every week over a period of 4 years. You don't just get it in one lump sum. You think they're crazy and they're going to drop 100 grand on you? Just no. So anyway, being my age, I've turned 50 and here I am. I don't know how much gas I have left in the tank. I'm going to be a granddad here in a couple weeks for the first time. So
Congratulations.
it's been my
Beautiful.
dream. Thank you. It's been my dream to like make my own comics and publish them. And now's that time. Like I don't
Well,
own anything that I've ever worked on. So
yeah. That's what everyone says. The people who come out of working decades in the industry, and they're like,
yeah,
I don't own any of this, and it's sort of like I've done all this work, and people know me, but
yeah.
I don't have anything to show for it other than I was able to draw a wage for all those decades. But
Yeah,
I feel you.
I got a great salary. No kidding. I was paid very well. I've gotten a reputation amongst some important people in the animation industry. But at the end of the day, I've worked on Batman a number of times, and I gave all my best effort and all my best energy to this. And then at the end, like I don't own them. I don't own Scooby Doo. I
Mhm.
don't own the Teen Titans characters or DuckTales or any of those, but they got my best energy. So how much energy do I have left? I don't know, but I'm gonna sink that time into
Well,
that.
just wait until people get your book in their hands and get back to you and say, "Man,
Yeah.
I love this. I want more now." That's where
Oh,
you're going to find your energy from. I can
I'm
tell you that. When
I'm
it's your
really
own
scared
thing.
more about people getting my book than you know.
Everyone goes through it. It has to. You got to do that. You got to walk through fire.
Right,
Tohair sent in a Bogan chat. He says, "Everybody knows my name." Well, it's very distinctive, and I never say the front of it. And he said that's fine with him.
right.
You're about to find out. Now these books are finished. Let's
Yep.
let's actually start diving into it. So I played the trailer at the start. We
Right.
got a little bit of a look at it, but just kick us off. Who is the Black Phantom,
So
and what's this all about?
real quick about the guy, I'll give you a superpowers first. He's a walking dead man that was resurrected through the power of this curse that's on a key that he wears his neck. You can see it there dangling off. So if he's separated from that key, it's like his kryptonite. And he's got
Does he just fall down like a Disney skeleton
just a
into a
dead
bag
dude.
of bones?
That's it. If he loses that key, he's nothing. So when he's reunited with that key, he's back. He'll come back to life. But in his body, he's got worms. I would say they're like gummy worms. They glow. And it keeps
Get
him.
that checked out.
Yeah, it keeps him rejuvenated and alive. And if he loses a limb, he can take that limb and slap it back on, and it'll come back together. He
cool.
also has the ability to take the identity of a dead person. So if he touches that dead person, he can assume their identity, kind of like what's his face in G.I. Joe? I can't even remember that dude's name.
Assume their identity as a dead person, or
No,
as if they were
their
alive?
face. He takes their
Okay.
face. And but he's done it so many times and assumed their voice and identity that he's forgotten his actual real identity. This story is a story I wrote when I was a teenager. It was the first Black Phantom story I wrote. And I've got a dozen more, but this one is about him in World War II, and he's sent on a mission to find the German V2 rockets that are being sent to London. And his mission is to find the location and a transmitter of one of these rockets, and then light the position for the Allied bombers. Because back during World War II, bombers needed markers and of where to drop
Otherwise,
the bombers.
they were just bombing into the dark.
Right. So along the way, he encounters Nazi vampires and this boss right here, this boss fight, Horned Toad.
With all the arms.
Yes. With the multiple arms.
Is he like a mutant? What is this guy?
Yeah, he's a lizard guy, you know.
The lizard. Oh, there's Nazi alien. They're in league with aliens too.
Yeah, they're in league. They're getting their UFOs and information. Yeah.
So I'm guessing now, is this an all ages book?
It's got a gore in it, but I try to have the
gore is fine. Kids love gore.
Crap is probably the most I say as far as language goes.
Basically what I'm asking is, can an 11-year-old boy pick this up and be like, this is rad? Yes. Excellent. Amazing. That's when I got into comics, and I think that's the perfect time for a kid to sort of get in and actually take it seriously as a hobby.
It's the kind of age that I'm gearing it to, but adults can read it as well.
Yeah, you can layer it with a little bit more story.
Yep.
I dig it, man. I dig it.
I've already started the next book, so I'm.
Oh, nice.
I want to launch my next campaign maybe early next year.
Now this is two books. We got Black Phantom and Kid Squid.
Kid Squid,
and I think you said earlier it's 23 pages each, so it's
24.
24.
Yeah, one's 23, the other's 24. And additional material with like artwork of sketches and character turnarounds and that sort of thing. So you can see future characters that are coming in the next books.
Oh, nice.
Very
nice.
Kid Squid is a comic I think everybody's really gonna like as well. I think it's gonna be kind of a sleeper in a way. So, but basically, a scientist named Alan Weiss accidentally unleashes the Cthulhu out of the statue itself, and kaiju's on this town, and his mission is to imprison the Cthulhu monster. So if you scroll down, you can see how he does it. I'm giving it away, but he does so by go one more page. He does so by ingesting it into his body. So he's a living host or a living cell for the Cthulhu monster. So it bursts out of his hands and stuff, and he could use his powers. And I call him Doctor.
I literally just had squid or octopus last night for dinner, and it was delicious.
Oh, tasty.
I need to get some more. A little bit expensive, but it's very good. I like you're doing this is kind of like monotone, so it's not quite black and white.
So right now,
really cool. I dig it.
Yeah, this is what I'm doing right now. I'll probably color it in the future.
People were saying earlier that he needs to hide that key a little bit better, and Mo says the only way to ensure no one finds it is to hide it in the issue of Captain Marvel that isn't #1. Yeah,
you only
or a Miss Marvel.
I'm only really showing it on promo art, but he's not running around where it's just dangling everywhere all the time. Although I could.
Yeah, you got to show it off that it's a thing. I like that idea too. By the way, it's integral, really, that a hero have a kind of Achilles heel like that. So I got to grab this super chat here from Nicholas Gear. Just says howdy, folks. Thank you so much, Nicholas. Howdy to you too.
How are you doing?
How you doing?
That's what howdy means. How you doing? Howdy. How do you do?
Howdy, folks.
Howdy.
Actually, what I want to do right now is I want to scroll back up because I believe you've gotten some backers. And I want to show everyone off. I want to introduce you to the Bancroft bump. Hold on a sec. So you're at 233 backers. What are we at in US dollars? 11,237. Let's do a refresh. 238 backers. 11,537. That's $500 right there from the chat. Hail the chat.
I didn't have it 20 minutes ago. So thank you.
There you go. Murph says, love this art style. Yeah, you have this really, I mean, I guess it's kind of like, I guess you could call it cartoony. It's very caricaturish kind of style. I dig the cell shaded lighting.
Right.
Actually, it's even a little bit more than that. This looks like you got
It is in this
even
particular
more kind
book,
of,
but I'm probably gonna evolve
gradients and
more,
stuff.
totally more to cell shading in the next book.
Is that time wise or artistic wise?
It was just an artistic choice. I wanted it World War II to be black and white, you know, for the era.
Yep.
With Kid Squid, I was really inspired by Darwin Cook. I don't know if you've ever seen the Parker novels.
I haven't, but I've checked out some of Darwin's stuff in the past when he became a sort of a controversial figure on the internet for a little bit.
Yeah, I will tell you, Darwin, the Parker books are probably like one of his best things he ever did, and it was before he passed away.
Oh, nice.
So, yep, highly recommend it. So
Josh agrees. Great art style. Captain Bipto says, "Put in US dollars. Don't confuse him." No, hey, there's not what we do on this channel.
No.
What does Mo say? I want to introduce you to the Bancroft bump. This sounds like when Bancroft introduced himself to Rod. Minus the twerking. You know I don't twerk. And holy cow, Twirly Wolf. Thank you so much. Chad, are you going to any conventions in Texas? Oh, and happy belated birthday, Bancroft.
Yes.
Twirly Wolf, thank you so much. You're shaming me for forgetting it was you that gave me the lozenges and the DVD. Thank you so much. That's incredibly generous. $50. You know what? You get this actually.
I know.
When my wife asks me about Twirly Wolf, I say,
Lee, he's putting my kids through college.
Excellent. Yes.
Excellent. So, conventions in Texas.
Yes, I will be attending 2 this year, in October. I will be attending one called the Bedrock City Comic Con, which Aaron Lepresti will be at, and Nick Patera, and a bunch of other folks. And then H-Town Comic Con,
which there you go. All right,
which
keep
is
them in mind.
friendly, by the way. This group.
Oh, excellent!
Yes.
Love to hear that. And why wouldn't they be? We were no trouble, and all we were was bringing in awesome, cool people, and and that's money. That's money, and people bought things. People did buy a lot of things actually from the convention, mostly comics that I saw, but other stuff as well. All right, here's your lineup. You got Horned Toad, Black Phantom, Dr. Cthulhu, Pandora, and Kid Squid.
Yes,
that's a rad lineup there.
Thank you. I want really fun characters and the animated look. I just like my characters to be able to be expressive and show emotion in my panels, and I want them to act. You know, I don't like. You look at a lot of new comics that are out now. In Marvel, for instance, there's not a lot of acting going on, you know. So
this is the same expression on every face.
Yes.
Except when they draw them doing weird soyish expressions.
Right.
When you see that. We see that. Twilio says, yes, keep the style. No, absolutely. This is what when I first saw what you were putting out and I didn't know you from a grain of salt, I was like, I'm definitely having this guy on.
Thanks.
This is some rat, and I like it because it's a little bit different. There are a bunch of guys who are doing more styles that are kind of a bit more in line with what you would see in a cartoon,
right?
And they're always really impressive, and I think people would want to see more of this. So I'm glad that you're here, you're doing it, and these standees, that man, they look so cool.
I'm so excited. I'm putting in my order for these this week. And it's all thanks to
amazing
everybody who's backed it already.
Is that your pool?
Yes.
Nice.
Everybody likes to point out my pool, but I did it. I did
take a photo by the pool. Why not?
I did it because like Ethan's always showing pictures of his pool and his feet.
I don't have a pool. We have a jungle gym, but no pool.
Right.
I got to languish without a pool here. Jason for 5. I only have $27 in the bank. Now it's 22. Oh my God, Jason.
Oh, I'll
Don't
take
give
it,
me your last.
Jason.
Camel would say, "Where's the rest?" I won't say that. I'll just say thank you very much for the $5. You are an absolute bloody legend. Thank you, Jason. Very, very, very much
generous.
appreciated. Lieutenant Hughes, like how you have a pool.
Yeah.
What if Black Phantom gets wet? I think it's fine. I think he's played it, made of
I
plastic.
think he's
so I
fine.
think it's
Worms are
perfectly
wet.
fine.
You know.
Yeah, exactly. So do the worms play into it in a way that you don't want to tell me about, or is it like
No, worms
it's like
are
secret stuff?
No, I like how you call me money bags. That was hilarious.
Moneybags here with a pool. Oh, la di
Money
da.
bags. Hey, I
Well, you
work
were
hard
just
for it.
bragging earlier about how much money you made in cartoons, so you know.
Well, yeah, I will tell you flat out how much people make in animation. You want to know? You want to know
Yeah.
the truth? All right. So, like in general, most people make money in whatever specialty they have, storyboards, everything, design. It ranges about 45 to 75 bucks an hour, and that's so
All right.
you could probably gauge.
And it takes a
Well,
lot of hours to do these things, so I guess
but-
that's a fair amount of
but-
money.
But guess what, Art Rich Studio? I live in Texas, and so I'm living on Texas, inflation.
Is Texas more expensive than Hollywood?
No, not at all.
No. Oh,
Not-
good.
You
good.
pay
Yeah, because I thought,
taxes.
I mean, a lot of people move to Texas.
Yeah, you pay taxes for everything in California. Everything. It's impossible to have a house there.
Speaking of fantastic artists, here's Adam Miller. Glad I just checked. I thought I'd already backed it, but I hadn't. Just backed. Hail. Thank you
Yes.
so much, Adam Miller.
Thank you,
Everyone
Mr.
jump
Miller.
on it. There's only a few hours to go.
Yes.
Make sure you do get it. Twirly Wolf says, can you give us a hint to the voice of Black Phantom? A character personality elevator pitch. Oh my God. And you did just spend $50 on this channel, so I think you have to.
I've seen a lot of different actors that I would have play the Black Phantom over and over again, but I'm not settled on one yet. But
yeah. What do you think he would sound like though? Like what if you had to take a guess, how would he sound?
He might sound like Mr. Biggins, maybe.
Oh, well, in that case, no one can do that voice.
Yeah.
It's Biggins. He gets in on the other side of a room, and all you have to do is look at him, and then it's like his voice just plugs right into your ears. It's like carries on the airwaves.
You notice it.
And it's intense. It's a very deep, reverberating timbre.
However,
I would characterize it as.
When he takes on the identity of someone, he can take on their characteristics.
So. You would hope so. If you took on a woman and then he had that voice.
See, I don't know if he's going to be trans or not. I don't think that he may just stick with dudes.
Not on the cards.
No.
Just Kevin Ryan says, what does Mr. Biggins sound like? I can't do it. He's like,
Mr. Biggins sounds sexy.
Mr. Biggins. It's like you can't. It's like Barry White, essentially.
Yeah.
Murph just back at number 255. Hail
Yes.
Murph, Ballad Celestials. Dear Man was back at number 53. What does Mo say? People put up with a lot to say they live in the same state as me. That's exposure money can't buy. Oh yeah, Mo is over on the West Coast over there.
Yep. Sorry.
Maybe one day I'll get to meet Mo. Yeah. I'll stay longer in California than just at the San Francisco airport for 3 hours.
Right. I like going to Burbank and visiting San Diego and different places, though. I do that at least once a year.
I would love to go to San Diego. That's where my editor lives.
Go
hang out with him and his family. That would be amazing.
Nice.
Definitely on the cards for the future.
Speaking of cards,
what else you guys say?
You get
oh my God! Speaking of cards,
you got sketch cards as a perk, so you can.
They're amazing too.
So if you were interested in one of those, you can get both the books, a standee and a sketch card for $65. So.
Oh my God! What is that? Is that in a featured tier? Or is that?
You had it down below.
There we go.
There you go.
So that's a damn good deal right there.
Yeah. Yep, and I've
That is a
already
damn
started
good deal.
working on the cards, so I'm a third of the way finished with uh, all the backers cards, and then I'm
You
gonna
can get
have
head sketch.
yep on sketch covers.
Nice.
But if you
You can
want
get
one
one
of
of
everything,
everything for $265 there.
right?
Beautiful. There's some good deals on here. You can get
Thank you.
both books for 25.
Plus the standee.
And you can buy you a beer. How are we going to buy you a beer for 5? 7 people bought you a beer. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, one of them was my mother-in-law. I'm very grateful.
Thank you, mother-in-law.
Thank you, Mom.
AGE Comics was back at number 257. Wow, people are backing.
Thank
Meg
you.
Damon backed about 10 minutes ago. Love the look of this book and the cut of your jib, chat.
Oh,
Yeah, a
thank
good
you so
jib
much.
will sell you books.
Oh, good.
That is a thing. Twilio says the possibilities of these characters are very cool without the time travel multiverse trope.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to avoid any time travel stuff.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just like history though.
Dreaded Dinosaur says, I just double checked. I'm down for a standee and a sketch cut. Excellent.
Boom.
Excellent. Although Eric says Miami is better than San Diego. I'll try both. I'm
right.
so pumped on coming back to the States.
I'll give it a shot next time, Eric. But you got to come hang out with me, Eric. That's the.
He was there. He was there.
He was. We hung out. That's what I'm saying.
Eric is a very tall fella, and he just he likes to stand there next to everyone, just smiling at everyone.
He's like
it's very endearing.
He's like a 70s guy. He's got that colorful 70s look.
Yeah.
With a mix of Shaggy, the Silent Bob thing going for him, but he's smiling the whole time. And I really
smiling.
Like
he's got this big grin. It's kind of like one of the monsters from From. If you've ever seen that show.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy. He bought me so many cool things. I really didn't expect that. It's awesome.
He's got what we call here in Texas a shit-eating grin. Like he's up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound very nice, but I hope
no.
It is. D is back to work. Looking forward to the book. Hail D, thank you so much. Oh, and another person we met, another very funny guy, Nick.
Oh, yeah.
He just backed. Best of luck, brother. Looks great. Thank you,
I'm
Nick.
so embarrassed. I hung out with Nick for quite a little bit, and I did not process that he was the Axe Wielder John guy.
Yeah, I had just found out about his book a week before I met the guy. I got to get him on because I was really impressed. I mean, it was just random. I just saw it out there, and I'm like, oh, this looks great. So I'll show in my art share show. And I didn't know that he was like hanging out here at all, which is fantastic. I love to see that. And he was so funny. I was laughing my ass off hanging out with him.
Yep. I'll be seeing Nick in October because I want to be at the same convention as you, buddy. So
nice. Eric says, I'm just a happy creature. He really is.
He is.
Eric is making some of the coolest little figures. I mean, it all started with one, and now he's got this whole collection going.
Yep.
Eric the Grove says, Bancroft, this man has some good covers. Take note. I think I have some good covers too now, Eric.
Why are you getting grief on your covers?
Oh, Eric hated my first cover with a passion. I think he liked the book. He just hated the cover, and he didn't want to back it because he didn't like the cover. And I'm a sort of a one cover, one edition kind of guy.
You got
I think he ended up liking them.
You got like a Euro kind of look about your book. Yeah.
Oh, it is a Euro book. I mean, there's no bones about it. So that's what it's inspired by.
Yeah.
He did the Manhattan Project. Is that Nick? I'm not sure. But excellent. There is so much awesome, cool stuff on this at a really great price too.
Yeah.
Like if you consider that the standee, the sketch card, and the 2 books for $65, that's a good deal.
So
that's a damn good deal. Jump on it.
If everything works out, I will have it printed and shipping out before the holiday. So
beautiful.
Keeping my fingers crossed. I don't want to curse myself, but all things are looking like that. I'm talking with printers right now. I'm really frustrated on that front because
welcome to the club.
Oh my gosh.
I pay a good chunk of change for my printer because he's reliable.
Right.
I can get him at any time. One time I put my friend Rob onto him, and he actually hand delivered them because he's like, I'm in the area, I'll just drop them off
Right.
here. Like this, and this guy is like one of the biggest printers in Melbourne. He's not
Oh,
cheap,
cool.
but the quality is just it's always there. And if there's any kind of issue, he just fixes it like that, and it's worth it. So they say that anyone out there who's having printer issues, do not skimp on the printer.
It's
Go get it. Hold on a sec. Murph has pointed something out. Let me do a refresh here. Look at that. Oh,
whoa.
that is very close to 12,000. Is there anyone
Wow.
else out there who hasn't backed? It's a mere $11. That's literally
Wow.
one book.
Yeah,
or
you could buy the
book bundle.
smallest part of the campaign, and it will just push me over.
Take
Gold.
over.
Yeah,
Man, it's good to know that the Bancroft bump after a couple of weeks
Dude.
away on vacation is still alive and kicking. Thank you.
I-
How the chat. You guys rock.
I'm grateful for that. Thank you so much.
I'm grateful that you decided to throw your hat into the ring because we need more guys like you, cool guys who know how to make good books, who are fully professional, just doing good stuff. So this has been a success. You said you're already working on the second book. Are you just going to continue going until as long as people are out there wanting to
till the
support
wheels
you?
fall off? I guess
Yes.
I've already got 10 pages started on a different set of characters, all in my universe. Though I want to have them all be able to interact someday, But I have like my own version of the Ninja Turtles, sort of, and I've got
nice.
10 pages of that started. I'm not sure if I'm gonna just start that campaign up next, or finish it and do that, or I'm probably gonna finish the next Black Phantom and a Kid Squid. Because people will be expecting it.
Yeah. That like there's you can go one way or the other. I don't know. I'm sure there's pros and cons, but I know it seems like you've really kind of hit the ground running. Obviously, you didn't just jump into this willy-nilly. You've been here for years, so you know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
And you've recently started streaming, and I was jumped onto your show the other day. It was fun. You had Kelsey on there and a bunch of others. It was
really
good.
nice.
So welcome to the party, pal.
Thanks. I expect nothing but everybody giving me hell. So
yeah, I know, right? That's what happens. You start live streaming and then you get like dragged into all this stuff. But it's so worth it. It really is the way to go. And I'm so happy that you're here and the Black Phantom is getting part of it. I think Philip V said, where was it? Back in number 260. Do I dare refresh?
Yes.
Let's give it a go. Give it a go. Whoa, I think we've done it. 12,000.
Yes. It's like fire.
Fantastic. Yeah, I think that's worth it. Yeah, because we started on that's like $800. I think that's worth it. Let's play a little bit of a celebration video
Thanks,
here.
Philip. Thanks everybody who backed.
To last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now.
Well, I know, right? I like what Eric said. I danced this with my pants off. Totally, absolutely. Congratulations, man.
Thanks,
so there's still 6 hours. It looks like you're a couple of backers away from 250. Absolutely amazing. Thank you everybody so much who's come out and back. That was like over $800. I can't thank you all enough. for continuing the legend of the Bancroft Bump. Chad, it was great to meet you over in Florida. It's great to have you on the show. I hope I can jump onto your show
Yeah.
in the near future. But
Definitely.
I do have to end it there because I can hear in my ear that actually, let me turn that music off. That Incendiary with Dojo Kun and the gang has started. So I'm about to jump over there. I'm going to send you all over there in a raid. So thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out. Thank you, Chad, and
Thank you.
I'll see you over on Dojos. All right, see you guys.
Good night.
Bye.
Individually, we are weak.